What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Thor Media podcast. I'm your host, Sai from Detailing Made Simple, and today I have some special for you all. So we are still continuing the tier list series on wheel cleaners or wheel and tire cleaners. So as you saw, we've done Quiver Brake and we've done Luminous. And now for today's video, we are going to be using Maniac's wheel and tire cleaner. And I've been using Maniac wheel and tire cleaner for a little over 2 years now since Labo Cosmetica came over. This is Labo's sister company, and I've fell in love with their wheel and tire cleaner. I even have a dedicated review on my channel, and typically this is the best range to use this wheel and tire cleaner is at a 1 to 5 to a 1 to 10. 1 to 5 meaning it is heavily neglected, and 1 to 10 if it is lightly soiled. Now for me, I do have coated wheels, but I did let this run for about a month and a half for my wheels and tires, let them cook. It is daily driven, and it looks pretty bad. So you'll see the B-roll here. My car is dirty, and I did do a wash before. And the thing is with the wash beforehand is all I did was a paint. I neglected the wheels and tires for this particular reason. And I do have it here diluted in a 1 to 5. For the 1 to 5, if you have 16 ounces of water, it will be about 2.5 ounces of product to get you that 1 to 5 dilution ratio. So yeah, so let's get started with the video. I do have it all set. I do have Labo Cosmetica's HPC 2.0 on my wheels and tires. And based on the price, this is a phenomenal wheel and tire cleaner. Now, typically 4.5 gallons is about $54. And yeah, for 4.5 gallons, you're not using that at a 1 to 5 every time. If you're a weekend warrior or an enthusiast, you're pretty much using this at a 1 to 10 every single wash. So let's get started. We're gonna foam this on. I'm gonna let it dwell. Then I'm going to rinse it off and see how much dirt and grime is left over. And the reason for that is that's what we did with Quiver Brake and Luminous as well. So we're just gonna let that dwell, let that sit. It foams on nice. Now, one caveat with the Maniac wheel and tire cleaner, as what you've seen that I haven't done with Luminous or Quiver Brake, is I do not put it in a spray bottle. The reason I do not put it in a spray bottle is because it does not work well in a spray bottle. Just use it in a foamer. That is the only caveat with the wheel and tire cleaner from Maniac. Now, you just let this dwell for a bit, and I am letting it just work and activate. Now, in terms of browning, the browning does come afterwards, as you see here, and this is why I like Maniac wheel and tire cleaner. It's not heavily neglected, but it is still fairly dirty. We don't drive really on dirt roads, so all we got is really like some tire blooming and stuff like that. And let me bring you all in close so you can see the areas where it did have that browning. It is pulling that dirt and grime off. And right here where we did have the browning, it is browning. The rest was not really browning whatsoever. It was just really this little strip. And look at that. All that dirt and grime. So I'm going to agitate the tires. Let me bring this all the way back here again. Bam, bam, bam. I am just going to agitate the tires and just rinse off the rim and see how much dirt, grit, and grime is left over. Now, I do, of course, just a heads up. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the same thing like I did with the other videos is what I'm gonna do here. So I do have a towel right up there, and I am just going to wipe the face of the rims just to see how much is left. And as you can see, more of that browning has activated as well. So the longer you let it sit there, it works. Now, if you use this on a sprayer, trust me, it does not work good in a sprayer. Even at a 1 to 5 dilution ratio, you're not gonna get this dwell time. You're not going to get this heavy browning. It just works really, it just works better in a foamer. And look at all that stuff that's down there. Clean this off and rinse off the wheel and tire. In terms of Maniac wheel and tire cleaner hurting my coating, let me bring you all in. No, it did not dent my wheel coating whatsoever. Like I said, I do have Labo Cosmeticas HPC 2.0. You can see all still very tight and round beads going on. And let me bring you in close, so all of us can see the wipe down. So I'm gonna wipe the face of the rim, see how much dirt is left over, and as you can see, pretty much nothing. Now I do have a coated wheel, so this will obviously play a big part on why, you know, it is much cleaner. Now if it's not a coated wheel, then same thing, it will still remove a lot of that heavy dirt, grit, and grime first. Then you will be able to foam it on again and do your contact wash. And in the foamer, you just save so much product. With just 16 ounces and 16 ounces of water and 2.5 ounces of product, you're able to do all 4 wheels with just this in a foamer. So that is a huge bang for your buck, and that's pretty much per vehicle at a 1:5 dilution ratio. Now, if you want to do it in a 1:10, then it's pretty much 1.5 ounces of product and 16 ounces of water. So as you can see, all that browning is gone there on that strip. Compared to here, this is the rear wheel, and as you can see, it is night and day difference. Night and day difference for sure. So let me just set you all down and we'll talk on the rest of Maniac wheel and tire cleaner line. So what do I think about the Maniac wheel and tire cleaner? Well, for me, I've been using it for 2 years and it is still my S tier product. It smells great. It doesn't have a kickback. That's something that's another pro. Obviously, you see how you let it dwell. It started browning. It doesn't brown up right away, depending on the level of dirt and grime, of course. But you know, you just let that sit there, let it dwell, and you saw it pull all that dirt, grit, and grime down. We did the rinse off. It didn't affect my wheel and tire or my wheel coating. I did use it at a strongest dilution, which they recommend, which is a 1:5, and it just worked extremely well of knocking all that grit, dirt, and grime. The other pro is the price. Now, a lot of people don't understand, but wheel and tire cleaners can get expensive if you have to always either use it straight or use it 1:1. This is a 1:5 dilution ratio in 4.5 liters, meaning a gallon and 1 liter of product that you have. And say you use it, say, once a month as an enthusiast, 16 ounces of water, and you want to use it at a strongest dilution, guess what? It's 2.5 ounces per wash. That is cents to the dollar, literally. It just makes so much more sense to get this product. That's just me, my personal opinion. Go on my personal channel. I've been using this for close to 2 years, and it is still an S tier product for sure. If you want to support this channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to purchase anything at the House of Rags and you see the results that I'm getting and want the results that I'm getting, you know, you could purchase any product that you enjoy that I've reviewed and see which one works for you. If you like, use code DMS at checkout for 10% off. And that is pretty much it. Now, let me know what you all think about this. If you've used Maniac wheel and tire cleaner, where would you rank Maniac wheel and tire cleaner? And for me, as I said, it's S tier. You can use it 1:5 and doesn't hinder anything whatsoever. So I will see you all on the next one. Also, I did forget to mention, I used to use this a lot in direct sunlight, and it worked extremely well in direct sunlight as well. So obviously, just don't let it bake. Don't use it on hot wheels, and you're pretty much safe to go. Now, in terms of wheels, I did forget to mention, I don't think there's anything that says, I think you can use it on all wheel types. So I think you're pretty much safe to go. That's one thing I did forget to mention. So here, obviously, it says never use on hot surfaces. Oh, and do not use on aluminum, anodized, or light alloy rims. So that is key. Do not use it on those types of rims. But other than that, it's all safe and fun. Don't use it on a hot wheel. But as I said, I've used this in direct sunlight on a cool wheel, and it worked just fine. So I will see you all on the next one. Peace.